Why did Bitcoin drop? The Guardian says Bitcoin price plunges after cryptocurrency exchange is hacked. Security fears rise as South Korea's Coincheck loses about 28 million pounds of virtual currency. Coincheck, really? I think it was Coinrail. So not only were they a fail in publishing this story, because this is not why Bitcoin's price dropped, and we'll get into that in a second, but they even got the name of the exchange wrong. CNBC says Bitcoin swoons 10% after news of South Korea crypto exchange hack leading a broad cryptocurrency sell-off. Now, this is bullshit story after bullshit story, right? They're grasping at straws, looking for any negative headline that they can exploit in order to further tarnish cryptocurrency's credibility. The few narratives that the mainstream media loves to push about cryptocurrency is that it's insecure, and two, that it is primarily used as a means of buying drugs or something on the dark web or laundering money. So, I mean, this isn't surprising to me, but that's not the real reason that cryptocurrency prices are down. If you take a look at Coinrail's volume, it was only doing about $2.5 million of daily volume. And if you compare that with the exchanges listed on CoinMarketCap, it would have ranked 101st, just above CoinSquare. That's abysmal. I mean, there's no way that that's the reason that cryptocurrency prices plummeted. If you read further into the news stories, you'll see that Bitcoin wasn't even an affected cryptocurrency. So that is a bunch of bullshit. The real underlying reason that cryptocurrency prices are down is because of what we've been harping on for the last few weeks. And I'm sure you're tired of me harping about this, but it's the volume. So we've been steadily and consistently trading under the 20-period moving average for volume, meaning that the price is susceptible to any violent moves because we don't have the volume. So if there's a large number of sell-offs or a large number of purchases, that will affect Bitcoin's price tremendously because we are at a period of low volume. If you take a look at Bitcoin's volatility, you'll see that we are steadily decreasing, and we've actually reached year-to-date lows in Bitcoin's volatility. So for 2018, this is the lowest that we've seen in Bitcoin's volatility. Now, why is that significant? Well, just like price or volume, or in this case, volatility, any metric that you can measure the market by, if we get well below the mean and establish an all-time low or a swing low for that period, there is a natural reaction to revert back to the mean or above the mean, right? So here's the volatility over time going all the way back to 2010. Once we reach a swing low, there is a violent movement that brings the volatility back up, right? And that violent movement will be in the form of price. That's what volatility is a measure of price, or a feature of price, right? So if we take a look at Bitcoin's chart, once again, you'll see that we were trading really in between this period of 7,000 and 7,700 for weeks, for a couple of weeks. And it's been actually kind of boring and unremarkable, right? Going all the way back to the last couple weeks of May. And what I've been saying is because of this low volume, we can break out in either direction, right? So if there is an event that causes a sell-off, we will see the price affected heavily. If there's an event that causes, volume to come in, whether it's from institutional investors or whatever, we'll see the price go up steadily. And we also, looking at this now, there was the second death cross that I talked about that we actually hit, where the 100-day EMA fell below the 200-day EMA right here for the first time since 2014. Now, in 2014, obviously, we had the Mt. Gox debacle, which precipitated this. In this case, I was saying if we don't get volume, then we will continue to fall below this, and that will be dangerous for Bitcoin's price. And Bitcoin's price, as you know, reflects on the market overall. Now, if we're looking for a precipitating event on why this happened, it's not because of Coinrail's hack, right, which represented marginal volume compared to the rest of the cryptocurrency market. Nobody uses that exchange to trade with. And as I said earlier, Bitcoin wasn't even one of the affected cryptocurrencies on that exchange. However, the event that possibly led to or attributed to the sell-offs was this event right here, where the CFTC demands data from exchanges related to Bitcoin price manipulation investigation. The list of exchanges includes Coinbase, Kraken, Bitstamp, and itBit. If any of these platforms is subject to manipulation, it will also influence the future spot price. Now, we've talked previously about, and other YouTubers also have talked previously about, how one can use the futures market for Bitcoin to possibly manipulate prices of Bitcoin on the exchanges, and how one can use that to their advantage in order to extract the most gain possible from the futures mechanism. Now, I actually see this as a positive event. In the short term, it might reflect negatively on the market and cause some sort of panic and hysteria. And again, with low volume, right? Once the market smells blood or any inkling of a sell-off, it will create a snowball effect and further tumble down from there, because there isn't any counter volume to counteract that, right? So in the short term, this event definitely scared some people off. Now, this is positive in the long term, because we've been harping on about how, easily manipulated the Bitcoin market is and the cryptocurrency market is with the introduction of these futures. And so if there actually is an investigation that can uncover some sort of price manipulation, that is amazing for us. What do we always complain about? Oh, these whales are manipulating prices. This person who holds, most of the Bitcoin is selling off in order to extract the most gain and leverage some sort of arbitrage between the futures market and Bitcoin's price on the open market. So if they're actually looking into these things that can protect regular traders like you and me, that is a good thing in the long term. And if there is manipulation, hopefully they can uncover that. And while we will feel the ripple effects of that in the short term, especially because we don't have any volume to counteract any kind of sell-off, we might feel that in the short term. And I do always advocate for having an exit strategy in your portfolio, no matter what the market is. But if we have to weather the storm in the short term in order to stamp out possible price manipulation, I mean, that's a good thing in the long run. That is it for this story. It's really nothing to cause major panic about, especially long term. I mean, there isn't really anything here that has major implications on the long term cryptocurrency market. So looking back at Bitcoin's chart, again, this death cross here, this is the first time this happened since 2014. When it did happen, it lasted almost a year and a half. We do see Bitcoin finding support at around 6,700. Hopefully it maintains there. Again, we do need buy volume coming in order to counteract this, or a major decrease in sell-off volume, which we do see. You see that this tall red volume candle here, you can't see it because it overlaps with the actual candlestick of the price, but it goes up to about here in comparison with where the volume is currently. So we do see the bears getting exhausted from this major sell-off. Hopefully that continues. This isn't even the lowest price that we've seen in the last couple of months. Back in April 6th and 7th, we hit this 6,500 mark actually. So that would be the next level of support that I'd be looking towards if the sell volume continues to increase. And I'll close off with this one tweet from CZ of Binance. He made a good point. A lot of times when we do hit these inflection points, he does put things into perspective for us. He says here, many people seems to think BTC price was flat before this year, as they appear to be on the graph. To the old timers, it's just the same pattern every year, just the units on the left is different. So he's making a case here that we see parabolic runs and then adjustments that happen after that. He posted screenshots of graphs from 2012 and beyond. So you'll see that, we had a parabolic rally followed by a period of decline or a crash, and then a period of stagnation. And he's basically saying that this is the same that we see every year at different points throughout the year, except for the price of Bitcoin has increased. As you could see, these prices would be laughable in 2018. But that's a good point, that we do see these parabolic rallies and then adjustments thereafter, regardless of what the events that precipitated those declines or that caused those declines. In different years, it was different things. So yeah, that is it for this video. Nothing to panic about. Long term will be fine. Make sure that you set exit strategies for all your trades. Hit that thumbs up if you got anything out of this video. Leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell Subscribe to the Discord. Subscribe to the Patreon for the weekly report and the trade alerts. Stay safe out there. Peace.